Today we're going to compare a 2023 F-150 to a 2013 and see how 10 years of Ford ingenuity has treated these trucks. So one of the biggest obvious changes from the previous trucks like mine here to the newer trucks is the 10-speed transmission. The 10-speed transmission certainly has some pretty big advantages. I'm not a super detailed guy, just kind of give you the gist, but in short, you have a better power band. You kind of have more power just because you stay in your power longer, blah, 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 a little better fuel economy, etc., etc. It's kind of crazy to say that a 6-speed transmission is like pretty much outdated, but at this point it pretty much is. So for a brief overview of the two trucks, this is a 2013, it's an actual FX4 is the trim level, they used to do that. 4-wheel drive, 3.5 EcoBoost, 6-speed, 355 rear end. This one is a 2023 XLT, pretty well equipped XLT. Has the FX4 package on the XLT, also a 355 rear end, 3.5 EcoBoost, etc., etc. Now, don't feel like you need to be the guy to explain the actual differences between a 355 and a 10-speed versus a 6, blah, blah, we got it. They're as close together as I could possibly find for this video. Another big difference is that, in my opinion, these headlights are absolutely insane in a good way. I really like this body style that Ford did for the F-150s. Even though this is my truck, I'm honestly not in love with the front of this truck. Never been that exciting to me. Headlights work well. However, I do really like the side view of this truck. I just don't care for the front. Yeah, I mean, from these views, I honestly kind of like this one maybe a little bit more. Maybe that's because it's mine and I'm biased, but they both look really nice. Ford, in my opinion, did a terrible job with these mirrors. I can't stand them. They're so small. You can't hardly see anything out of them. These mirrors are a pretty big step up, even though they're the old ones. They're not the best half-ton mirrors I've used, but especially not those ones, but not these ones either. But these, in my opinion, are still much better than those ones, just in terms of size and visibility. In terms of towing and capability, obviously the newer truck with the 10-speed kind of takes the cake there. This one's rated to tow, it's like 11,000 and change. This one's rated to tow 9,600 pounds. As far as payload goes, this one is rated in the 1700s, and this one is rated in the lower 1300s. So funny enough, when it comes to GVWR, this one is actually rated for 7,200, and this one is 7,050. So you actually have a higher gross vehicle weight rating on this truck, but you're rated to tow a pretty significant amount less, and your payload is pretty significantly less. So that goes to show that something going on with all the aluminum really does make a difference in terms of overall weight. In terms of the interior, obviously the newer one's going to be a lot more modern and everything. If you want to see a really in-depth video of this truck, I'll link it in the bio or something like that, or just check my page. It's the last video I did. It's my personal truck. It's plenty comfortable. It has heated and cooled seats, memory seats, power folding mirrors, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't have Apple CarPlay or anything. So overall technology and features, obviously, the much newer truck is going to take the cake. This is the interior on the new truck. Obviously, much more technologically advanced. You know, much bigger screen. This one has surround cameras and all kinds of stuff. Overall comfort, I don't necessarily think this truck is all that much more comfortable per se. Back seat room is pretty similar. I mean, they're both comfortable, but I wouldn't say this one's any kind of significant upgrade in terms of just raw comfort. So again, both of them have plenty of room. Pardon some of my personal stuff back here, but tons of room. Both are super comfortable. Overall fuel economy, the new one's going to take the cake by 3 miles per gallon. The older one is rated at 17, and this one is rated at 20. I will say those do seem to be pretty fairly realistic numbers from what I have done in my truck. If I'm really nice to it, I can get 19, 20 miles a gallon, sometimes a little more. I do have an economy tune where, obviously, this being a dealership inventory truck, I haven't really messed with it. I haven't taken it home or anything like that. But if that one is any kind of indicator, I would assume that you could do the same with this. So in terms of just raw technology, like I say, obviously this one's going to get blown out of the water a little bit, you know, but this still has a lot of good stuff. It's got Bluetooth, does not do Apple CarPlay, doesn't have any fancy cameras. It does have a built-in trailer brake, lockers, blah, 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 blah. It's kind of everything you need, nothing you don't. It's still up to snuff with, in my opinion, a lot of the newer trucks, especially given that it is 10 years old. Whereas this one is obviously much more, you know, up to times. Has the menus there, believe it or not. This one is not adaptive cruise control, but a lot of them are. This one has surround cameras, the trailer backup assist. I've never used that. If you guys have, let me know. You know, built-in trailer brake, all that good stuff as well. as lots of other features. To me, I don't know. I really like this level of truck in the modern trucks, the XLT from Ford, Bighorn, LT, stuff like that. I think that's kind of the sweet spot where you get enough stuff to be modern and it's still really nice. Like, this is still a beautiful, gorgeous truck, but it doesn't have so much that you're worried about reliability concerns in terms of the technology. In terms of the FX4 package that comes on both of these, on paper, they're actually pretty similar in terms of what you physically get. You get the electronic locking rear, skid plates, blah, blah, blah. I know there's also a different shock setup that you get. I don't know exactly what it is compared to stock, so if you guys are curious, look into it a little bit on your own, but I know that's kind of the gist. So overall, guys, that's kind of some of the main core differences of talking about how 10 years have treated the trucks. Obviously, as a general rule, they have come quite a ways. Whether some of those differences are super, super important to me or not, or you or not, is really up to you. I think it's actually kind of impressive to see how far they have come, yet how close these ones actually were. They weren't that much different, but they were also so much different, if that makes sense. But that's going to wrap it up, guys. Drop a like, leave me a comment why I'm right, wrong, why you love, hate the newer trucks, older trucks. Whatever it is, let me know. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll catch you next time.